know, I went into Gunvolt with pretty average expectations. I knew it wasn't going to be bad, of course, but I didn't really think it was going to be all that great either. But damn you guys, this is a really good game. Like seriously, I wasn't expecting to like the game as much as I do now. I mean, it took me like a year to finally pick it up. And it's because of this that I thought I'd let you guys know, even though it's been a year since it came out, about one of the best games on the 3DS, period. And it's an eShop game. Wow. That was weird. Azure Striker Gunvolt is set sometime in the future where these new creatures called Adepts have developed special septimal powers that allow them to achieve feats that no normal human could normally achieve. Soon enough, you find yourself playing as Gunvolt, an adept with the power to control electricity. Gunvolt is assigned on a mission by his leader of his own organization to assassinate another adept called Lumen. Lumen has the ability to resonate with any adepts through her singing and is potentially dangerous if found in the wrong hands. However, upon encounter, Gunvolt learns that Lumen is actually a part of a little girl. Feeling unable to bring himself to murder such a young lady, Gunvolt chooses to defy his original mission and escapes with Jewel/Lumen, and thus begins Gunvolt's plight. Now, the story does play by some generic tropes here and there, but its premise is too interesting for me to get really caught up on it. I found myself having enough intrigue to make it through, and although Jewel's character was never really fleshed out enough for me to really care about her at all, the fact that this story is a part of an eShop game is pretty astounding in itself. But although the story has a large presence in the game, the gameplay is what truly makes Gunvolt stand out above the rest. If you've played a game like Mega Man, then you kind of have an idea of how this all works. You pretty much just run through a stage, shooting away at enemies, and then you face a boss at the end of each level. But there's more to it than just jumping and shooting. In fact, there's a whole new fresh twist that's just been added to the game that I don't think I've ever really experienced in the same way before, in anything else. And that being electricity. So the combat works like this. You tag an enemy with your gun, and then you let out an electrical field that does more damage depending on how many times you tag them. Although this sounds like quite the ordeal just to kill one enemy, the game is actually super fast paced, and you never feel as if you're slowing down just to rack up damage. It's an enjoyable twist that I honestly wouldn't have thought would work as well as it does. The graphics of Gunvolt are also really nice to look at. I am a sucker for sprites, and Gunvolt nails them. All of the enemies and characters animate so smoothly, and the 3D, although subtle, adds an extra layer to the game, and I had it on for the majority of the time. The music is also quite memorable as well, with tracks that really get you hyped up throughout some of the tougher moments. There are also a few tracks with lyrics that were relatively enjoyable, despite not being in English. Now, the game is pretty short, but it honestly didn't bother me that much. I found myself eager to replay levels just to get a high score and beat my original run, something that I really hardly ever do. There's also challenges that really motivate you to push yourself to get that seemingly impossible higher ranking, and not to mention two endings that I actually didn't initially realize, and when I was originally writing this review, I thought the bad ending was the actual ending, and yeah, I ranted quite a bit about that. There's also a customization system that, although it didn't add too much, I'm glad exists. I just wish the leveling system had a bit more meaning. But really, as a whole package, I can't believe this game isn't talked about more, because it's almost impossible to fault in my eyes. Alright, Alright, on to the review. So my absolute favourite thing about this game is no doubt its fast pace. Everything just moves so quickly and it's just exhilarating to play, so I'm going to give this 3 points. Although the game is reasonably short, there is heaps of replay value to be found here. You know, you've got challenges, the boss rush mode, and just beating your high score is really fun to do. And I'm a person who doesn't usually do that score attack type of thing, but here it was just so enjoyable that I could not wait to go back once I finished it. So I'm going to add 3 points for this one. This could just be a personal preference of mine, but I absolutely love the graphic style. All the animation's so smooth, the sprites look fantastic, and those little images sometimes that pop up, like art sort of thing, to show what's actually happening in one of the cutscenes, is a really nice touch, and it's all very well detailed, especially the backgrounds. It's just very nice to look at, so I'm going to add 3 points for this one. The basis of this game is really well done, just how they've taken the shoot 'em up genre and then just added their own flair to it, but haven't taken it away from that shoot 'em up basis is really, it works well, and I'm surprised of how much I liked it, because when you put the concept on paper, it doesn't sound that appealing, but when you play it, it's fantastic, and I can't get over it. I can't wait to finish this review and play it again, so I'm going to add 2 points for this. One last thing that I really liked was the music. It's all very catchy, it's very memorable, and if you just search up on YouTube, then you'll find there's like 40 different tracks. 40 different music tracks for an eShop game, that's crazy. It just feels like this had really high production value. So I'm going to add 2 points for this. Okay, on to the bad. So I found it pretty hard to find anything bad with this game, but there is one thing that I found a bit annoying, and it was a bit of a nuisance at times. It's the fact that there's no real free mode to play some of the missions again without having to deal with the cutscenes and having to press start to skip them all the time. It just got a bit annoying at times when you were trying to get a higher score and you'd constantly have to press start, because there's a lot of dialogue in this game, I mean for a shoot 'em up, and it was good the first time around, but then trying to get a higher score and going back to repeat it and everything was it became a bit of an arduous task at times, so I'm going to minus 1 point for this one. Alright, let's see how Azure Striker Gunvolt stacks up. So if you haven't picked this game up yet, I highly suggest you do so. Because thinking about it, I'm pretty sure this is my highest reviewed game yet. And that means even higher than Ace Attorney. It's even higher than Ace Attorney. Tact. Oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Objection! Not again.
Listen here. Nothing is better than Ace Attorney.
No, your games are great. It's just Gunvolt's also great.
Your taste is horrid. You should be penalized of your life.
Okay, first up, that pun was very impressive.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. But second up, come talk to us when you localize a great Ace Attorney, huh? Yeah? Yeah, that's what I thought, Capcom. Yeah, you run on home to your company, huh?
But it won't...
Yeah, oh, and Ace Attorney Investigations too, for that matter. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, you closed the door, huh? Yeah. But you still make great games, by the way. Yeah, just thought I'd let you know. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, no worries.